what's the one thing that you could change that's going to make a difference between now and set yourself a target goal? Maybe, I don't know, 17th of December, that last Friday before Christmas, maybe the last Friday that the kids break up from school, or maybe you've got something, you know, an event, children's show or something, you know, that's the day that I'm building up to. That's when it's going to get really hectic and I've got that amount of time. So what one thing could you focus on that's going to make a difference?
Yeah, but you've got to think not about just the thing itself, it's what creates the thing.
Yeah.
The thing behind the thing. So again,
I know the thing that you're thinking of is not the thing.
So let's walk you through this right now. 6 months ago, a year ago, think of a point when you felt it's just be feeling. I want you to think about a point, not what you looked like, what you felt like. Okay, so whether that's you looked in the mirror and you felt a certain emotion, or whether or not you felt more organized or more disciplined, whatever that was. Just think about how you felt, not how you looked, because the look is fickle. It can
how you
go
physically felt, like whether you felt out of breath, or more kind of
emotionally felt. And then think of how you'd feel now about that emotion that you felt back then. So back then you're thinking, this is how I felt when I was maybe a little bit fitter. Maybe I was a bit more organised, or I was eating healthily.
You were training for an event. How did you feel about that? Yeah.
Now, I want you then to just go even deeper than that, than the feeling, and think about what else was going on around this feeling. Was it you had maybe support at home? Were you as part of a community, or were you joining a gym, or were you training for an event? Do you have a partner in crime with you where you train together? Try and think about all the other things, because we don't never go deep enough to figure out what exactly is contributing to that feeling. We just think, I felt better when I was half a stone lighter. Well, you can't pin your happiness on that, because your weight will fluctuate and it must likely go up throughout your lifetime. It must be something else. We need to be comfortable.
Hang on. Just give us a moment to go deep.
You going for it?
I'm going for it. This is my deep face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm there.
So what are these extras? What are the extra bits that contribute to that feeling?
Do you know one thing I just thought of then? Do you want to know?
You go for it.
Yeah, it might have been that sometimes if you're raising money for a charity that was really, really important to you. You felt like you were contributing, you're giving back.
So sense of self-worth, value as well. So again, value could be great to think about. I want to think of ways where I can be of value and I feel valuable and have something to offer to other people.
I can think of another thing, particularly something some of my new mums come across, excuse me, or older mums, is that like, you felt like you were worthy of taking time out to look after yourself.
So a degree of importance about who you are as an individual, value. And then also a sense of value. So these are the things that are driving all the other factors, because superficially we could say, yeah, they create the person who will eat better, who will no doubt will feel fitter and be able to run faster. Yeah, that is a...
Yeah, we could just prescribe you, or actually you need to do squats, that'll make you feel better because it'll make you feel stronger. But what we're trying to get at here is not about the thing, it's about what the thing triggers. The thing
exactly.
behind it's the thing behind the thing behind the thing.
It is, and that's how habits work. You layer them one on top of the other, and that's why you should never look at someone and think, for example, he or she's got really fit doing Joe Wicks, because they may have the thing behind the thing, which is driving that thing, and you're not aware of your own thing behind the thing driving your thing.
It's dreadful.
Yeah. So you've got to really distance yourself away from the big thing. And look at the little things, and
the deep things.
And this is really, really.
Are
important.
we making this really clear?
This is really important, and I'll elaborate on. I had a consultation with a sports psychologist last week about the thing, my thing, and I'm slightly obsessed about learning about the things that make me tick and habits.
Always
and it was a bit of a, I would say, it was a high level conversation about opening yourself up for to feel insecure about what you think you are good or not good at, tackling some demons, but then layering yourself back together. And I love this experience, by the way. Others do not. However, what we discussed openly and what he said afterwards was, you're quite clearly comfortable at delving deep into this, and therefore you will be able to get to where you want to get to for this particular endeavor quite quickly. I said, yeah, of course. I had no resistance or minimal resistance to this. When we look at clients individually, this is where it gets tricky.
Abrasion is a good word.
And I'm going to do this. Okay? And it's resistance.
Yes. And do you know where it comes from? I'm going to put this out. I'm going to be bold because you always tell me I'm a little bit too safe. Women who are particularly high up in their workplaces have a lot of respect, really know what they're doing, feel that they're really in control, really hate not being able to do something like get fitter, and it is so frustrating, and I totally get it. And I can tell you now, let's just pull this back and switch that example, reframe it. Business planning, I struggle with. Life planning, I struggle with. But fitness planning, I can do in my sleep, snap here. So it's this, what we're trying to is not make you look stupid because you can't do something. It's just trying to accept, actually, I need some help. I'm really good at this, but I'm really not good at this. And it's trying to get some help with the thing. And what Chris is saying is that he's actually really comfortable with saying, yeah, I don't know that. I'm not. I make all the excuses in the world because I find it like I really resist and I come up against it. And so when I see that in clients or potential clients, it's like, yeah, here we go, softly, gently, and then come back in. Anyway, I digress because I was just putting an example out there.
Yeah, it's, I mean, that is when you go into it at a very deep level. I'm not saying people can do the very deep stuff. They could do just maybe a little deep, maybe a meter of water, you're not going to be too uncomfortable, but it's slowly going into the deeper waters. And some people, when they experience the deep waters of the thing behind the thing, they realise actually there's other stuff going on. If you can't do that's the issue. It's never the thing. It's never the, I know how to do squats. I know I should be running more and I should be eating better. Well, are you prepared to have an uncomfortable conversation? That's the stage you need to get to, in my opinion, because what resists you is the problem which we can help you overcome. Because it will continue to be ever prevalent in your life. It will always come back, and that's what always will bring you back down after you've had a sort of a minor success.
So we could sit here and say to you, do you know what, the one thing you need to focus on between now and the next 4 weeks, you need to cut out sugar because it's going to make such a difference. And yeah, it might make you feel better. And believe me, we've been in a place where we've suggested that before, and I know, it would be much easier to package that. But actually, we'd like to think that you trust us enough, because we are kind of old farts of fitness. Tagline, old farts of fitness.
Yeah, I know.
Trust us enough to know that we've done this a lot, and we've seen a lot of people, and we've seen a lot of headspaces, and the ones that work it out. And this is really, people come to us thinking, oh, do you know what, I've got this issue, pelvic floor issues, or osteoporosis, or I want to run faster, I'm stuck on a plateau. They come to us and we just gently help them through those barriers, and that's what we do. But then when people are in, then they realise, and sometimes it's quick, sometimes it takes a while, doesn't it? That people get that real shift.
It is, and again, going back to my appointment last week with the psychologist, is another psychologist texted me and said, or messaged me and said, oh, it's great that you're really into this, because many people are skeptical, even in sport. You're thinking, really? So at sport, if people aren't prepared to upgrade their mindset, where their body and their mind is a vehicle for them achieving greatness, the rest of us aren't going to be anywhere near that point. So it's going to be harder for us to really acknowledge that tackling those troubling conversations and the mindset upgrade is challenging. And that's what we do. We help you to upgrade your mindset to be able to instill some habits, starting one at a time, but you need to be prepared to have that conversation. Now, I say it's uncomfortable. It might not be painful. It might just be revealing. You might think, God, I had no idea. Yeah, you're right. And it's just going along with the road of having that conversation with yourself, but objectively. If you can do that yourself, fantastic. And sit down and think about talking to yourself in the third person.
Your thing might not be that deep. Your thing might be, right, I'm going to allow myself 1 hour every week, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do, that class that Karen keeps talking about, that people keep talking about. Do you know what? I'm actually just going to go along, no matter how stupid I feel, or how difficult it is to have those conversations to make me go, or how much I want to sit in because it's cold and have a nice glass of port on a Monday night. I'm going to go. Right, that might be your one thing. In which case, that's not as uncomfortable. That's just like making that commitment that you're going to go, and that's really ostensibly that's kind of what we are here for. But your one thing might be deeper. And as Chris said, that might be going back to that time, that place, the way it made you feel, what it signified to you, what it triggered in you, that really made you feel in a good place. And if you could focus on, if you could find that thing and do that thing over the next 4 weeks, that is going to be what the big difference, because that's going to stop all those frantic thoughts, all of that. Why is she doing this? Why are they doing that? Blah, blah, blah. Why can't I do it? I'm back here again and I'm stuck and I think I'm a lost cause and I just don't know what to do and I need some help, but I don't know where to start. If you can work out the thing behind the thing behind the thing, that's going to make all the difference. I was just about to say, if you need some help with this, as I said before, this is our like superpower. So you can actually, we're offering some short consultations actually between now and Christmas if you wanted to do that. It's £30. Check in for a call with us at a time that sort of works for everyone. 30 quid.
Oh my gosh, cheap. Oh, I guess it's Black Friday. You're lucky. Get it whilst it's cheap, because I tell you what, I ain't doing that.
No, it's only in Christmas time. Okay. It's only in December.
I'll calm it down. My goodness me, because it's hard work. It is hard work.
I know it's hard work.
Pushing back against people.
But we're helping people.
Pushing back against people.
All right, Scrooge.
No,
this is our gift. This is our gift.
You're right. 30 quid.
This is our gift to you. This is our giving back to the world.
Take it whilst it's cheap. Can I book in? I'm booking for that.
You can book in for some Christmas time with Karen.
I've got 2 things to say before we go. And again, it's just maybe a bit of an insight into a couple of clients that I've had over the years, and to understand what makes them tick. And one client, he had chronic arthritis all through his body. And he was quite young at the time. He was only 41, 42. But he had 3 kids going on and they're trying for their 4th child. And his wife had a couple of miscarriages. He had his own.
I'm not chuckling at that. I'm chuckling because I know what you're talking about.
He had his own. No, it's not him actually. It was his brother-in-law. He had his own business, and he was within a family that were very demanding of his time, and he was stressed beyond belief. And I tried to quickly say to him, look, we can't just sugarcoat the edges of this program. We need to tackle the issue that you're not making time for yourself, and if you can't take an hour out of work to exercise, then we can't train. And I tell you what, I'll give you 4 weeks just to leave work. I mean, actually, we negotiated half an hour to leave work early. Then I can't really continue ethically as a trainer, because all I'm doing is I'm not doing anything really. And he couldn't do it, so we stopped training. And I spoke to him about 4 or 5 years later, and he said, yeah, you're absolutely right. My balance was all out. And this is the problem when you just look at adding things to your life and swap. I've got to just run, I've got to play football, whatever it is, without tackling the deep-seated issue. I've got another client who is very, very wealthy, very, very successful, and I am now butting heads. I've seen a lot of clients over the years, and I know how they tick very well, and they're all very different, by the way. They aren't just about being flamboyant or tight or ruthless. No, that is a complete myth. They are very, very different. Most that I know came from absolutely zero, very humble beginnings. And this one client in particular, he's quite flash and very showy as an individual. But the problem he's got is he's trying to run away from the feeling of being very, very poor and broke when he was younger. And so everything in life about him is creating freedom, financial freedom, having been able to do whatever I want, whenever I want to. The problem with that is that runs contrary to creating restraint and discipline in your life. And that's what we keep butting heads with. So he'll do it for 3-4 days, but then he can't. He has to just explode and just goes crazy. He's all or nothing, because that's what drives him. That cog is bigger than my cog. And I just drip feed to him bits about, well, you're building a body now for the next
bigger than your thing.
Cogs.
Yeah, okay.
That'll get clits, won't it? And he is now he now sees it completely. He can even predict it. I said, this weekend you're gonna go crazy, aren't you? Yeah, because I have to. Because he's continually that, I say, 18 to 24-year-old boy who was living in a council estate, wanted to have the ability to be able to go wherever he wants and buy whatever he wanted, and now he's at that point now. It's alien for him to say, no, I should have restraint. But the problem with being able to do whatever you want and buy whatever you want is that includes alcohol, food, You know, if you feel hungry, why can't I eat whatever I want? No, so it's very difficult. So his thing is very, very tricky, and we're working on that over the last sort of couple of years now, and it's getting better. But I'm just trying to explain now a bit of a backstory behind how when you do chat to us about this, we have got to look at some of the things that really are the central issue, not the fatty bits, which are kind of the sugar coating bit around the edges. So if you want to take advantage of a very generous discount.
Only lasts in December.
But actually, even more importantly, it's to really figure out, and we're not going to pretend to be, we're not having a psychology consultation here. It's not that. It's more just getting a few things put in place.
Just giving you some clarity.
So you understand.
So that you're not getting to Christmas and feeling, oh, do you know what? I'm here again. I'm back here again.
Yeah.
Every time I talk, it goes on to that. So anyway, I'm back here again. I'm stuck. I thought I'd do better this year, and I haven't. And what happened? And it was so. I mean, this year's been odd.
You don't need more squats. You don't need more running.
No.
You don't need more fasting, more juicing, more vegan diets, more whatever, more meat. You don't need that.
No.
It's about upgrading this to the next level and taking on board some of the things that worked really well in the past, and maybe just looking at some of the things that will be resisting you in the future.
And because we are such old farts of fitness, we have seen so many people over so many years, and I can promise you that whatever you come to us with, it won't, you know, it really won't be a surprise. You could have fecal incontinence, right? We've been there, not personally, but like as in we've got clients with those issues. You could be so unfit that you can't even get up and down off the floor in your 40s. Okay, that's fine. We're cool. We can work with that, right? Whatever it is, we'll hold your hand and help you find the thing that you can just get through your first barrier and just feel better by Christmas. It's the best Christmas present you could give to yourself.
Structure and discipline sets you free. I was once told by a very wise
I
woman.
believe I can fly.
No, not anymore. No, you can't say
No,
that anymore.
okay. So, no, sorry, I can't go.
So yes, I would structure and discipline sets you free. All right.
Right, we're
On
going
that
to
note,
toddle off and see you next week. And let us know if you got your one thing, what it is, or the thing behind the thing.
that's the one.
Behind the thing.
There you go.
See you soon. Bye.
Cheers.